Hello everyone, it's Jamie and this is my video of my many February TBRs. I'm participating in 2 readathons and 1 month-long reading challenge, I guess, in February because I hate myself. And there's also 2 other readathons I wish I was participating in, but I'm not. The 2 I'm not participating. I'm not participating in SapphicAThon, I think it's called, because I'm doing another readathon very similar to it. Shh, my dog's being loud. But then also, I found out about Blackathon too late. I knew about all of these other 3 readathons way earlier, and I'm like, I cannot add a 4th readathon. So instead, I'm just gonna make an effort to read from a lot of Black authors. That's my compromise, because I cannot do a 4th readathon. Like, I cannot do 4th readathon with structured challenges, so that's my compromise. So the first readathon I'm doing is SapphicAThon. I will link all of the hosts' announcement things below. This is one hosted by bloggers, which is also kind of cool, but I'll tag all that down below, and everything will be tagged and linked down below. And this is a week-long readathon from the 1st to the 7th of February, so at the very start of the month. And this is just to read sapphic books. I will be completing 6 of the 7 challenges because unfortunately the first one is to read the group book Once Ghosted, Twice Shy by Alyssa Cole, which I can't get because my library doesn't have it and I can't get it from Amazon. So as beautiful as it is, I will not be reading it. But the second challenge is to read a book that features a trope you love, and I'm a big fan of found family. So I'm reading Long Way to a Smaller Planet by Becky Chambers, which I got from the library. I was not aware that the main character in this was a lesbian with a female-female romance, but apparently so. I'm very excited for this. I will also not be providing descriptions for most of these because this is going to be a long-ass video. Challenge number 3 is to read a book where the main character is a person of colour. So I'm reading Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan. The protagonist of this is Asian. It's fantasy, but like it's Asian-inspired fantasy written by an Asian author. So, you know, the covers are so really pretty. Challenge number 4 is to read a book with a cover you love. Honestly, challenges 3 and 4, my choices could be go for either one because I've chosen Let's Talk About Love by Claire Khan, which obviously also features a main person of colour. So, and the cover's so pretty and I love it so much. I'm so sorry this is like kind of a mess and I'm just rushing through these. I have a lot to do. This is actually my shortest section. Challenge number 5 is to read a book that fulfills your favourite prompt from the last SapphicAThon, and I chose the non-coming out story prompt. And for this one I'm going to be reading The Summer of Jordi Perez and the Best Burger in Los Angeles by Amy Spalding, which is very pretty and it's just a cute rom-com that I'm very excited for. Then challenge number 6 is to read a book that doesn't focus on romance. I am reading Batwoman Volume 2 Wonderland by Marguerite Bennett. I'm assuming this won't focus on romance. I didn't like Batwoman Volume 1, which broke my little heart because Kate Kane is my wife, but hopefully I'll like this one more. It was really the last issue of the last one was a mess. And then for challenge number 7, I'm doubling up because this is to read a book that the hosts have read, or at least one host has read. I'm going to be reading Girls of Paper and Fire for this, but also all the hosts have read it and all gave it 4 or 5 stars on FaceTime, so that's pretty cool. If you're just here for SapphicAThon, feel free to leave now. I mean, the other readathons are pretty cool, but you know, bye if that's the case. If not, then here is my TBR for ContemporaryAThon. Again, hosts, everything linked down below. This is happening from the 11th to the 17th, so kind of get a couple days to breathe in between. I guess I said month-long reading challenge, but whatever. Also 7 challenges for this. I'm not as locked into challenges with this one, just because with SapphicAThon I'm relying a lot on my library, with the other 2 not as much. But the first challenge is to read the book you most recently acquired, and for this one I'm going to be reading P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han because I got the entire trilogy recently. I've already read the first one, and I'm hyped to read this one, and this will be so easy to read. I know I could read this in one sitting if I really wanted to. Challenge number 2 is to read a book with blurple on the cover, which is blue and or purple. I have 2 for this. One is Been Here All Along by Sandy Hall, which is a short, fluffy YA contemporary. But if I read P.S. I Still Love You, I could then move on to Forever. What is it called? Always and Forever, Lara Jean, because my copy has purple on the cover. So like, I could go either way for this one. The third one is to read a diverse contemporary. Literally everything I'm reading fits this challenge, I think, but I've got two specific ones I could go with. The first is The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, which is very diverse. The author is a black woman. The main female character is also a black woman, and the male love interest is Latino, and there are side characters of color and side queer characters, and there's lots of, judging by her last book, lots of great discussions on race and things, so that could work. But the other one that could also work is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. I read one documentary last year and loved it. This is a book about Indian American teens falling in love, written by an Indian American author. So, I'm gonna be real. I may just read both. Like, I don't care that it's only 7 days. I will read as much as I damn please, especially in February. I don't have school yet. So, I have time, and this is the last month I will have time. Challenge number 4 is to read a dark, taboo, hard-hitting contemporary. I decided to go with a short YA thriller that I've already read called Frayed by Kara Terzis. This was a Wattpad book from back in the day. This was like 2014. I think I loved this, by the way. Like, I loved this when I read it on Wattpad and was so excited when it got published. Never bought it until it was at Savers for $3. I don't know if it's gonna hold up. I obviously know the twist, like I remember it. I 100% don't think it's gonna hold up though. I'm not even expecting to like it. This is pure curiosity, and also it's a YA thriller. It's gonna go by pretty quickly. Like, I could have gone with one of my adult thrillers, but they're chunky as fuck, and this is a week-long read, so I don't have that kind of time. Then challenge number 5 is to read a contemporary you meant during 2018 but didn't get around to. I have 2 I could do for this. First one is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera, which I feel like every month I say I'm gonna read that this month, and then I never do. And the other one is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Pretty much the same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the month, and it's never the month. So maybe February's month, or maybe I'm talking out of my ass. That's also very possible. Challenge number 6 is to read contemporary in a non-traditional format. I have 2 concrete solid choices for this, and then one that's kind of a maybe. One of the concrete ones is Not Girl Volume 2 by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is a graphic novel. I still don't know how I feel about the first volume, but may as well continue. The other one is Diamond Heart by M.A. Hinkle, I think. This is an e-arc I have that I just think I should read quickly. So I could read this. Or, my third very loosey-goosey option is Rough Terrain by Annabeth Albert, because my library emailed me saying that they had approved my request for this, which means that hopefully they'll get it in by then, in which case I'm dropping everything and reading this immediately, because I forgot to look at the description before. There's camping in this. I don't know why that's getting me so excited, but it's fake dating, it's camping, it's from a series I already love, from an author I already love. Everything is just looking up. Everything's coming up me in February. And then the last challenge was one I had a bit of trouble with, because I'm at my dad's house. None of my books are here, apart from like a couple, none of which would fit in these challenges. But it's to read a book that has a picture on the spine. But then I googled this book and saw a picture of it, someone taken of the same copy I have, and it does. And I'm reading You Had Me at Hello by Vari McFarlane. This is a cute adult rom-com, and it has a little picture on the side. It's got like all the pretty words, but then it's also got a little picture at the bottom of the 2 main characters that's similar to on the front cover. So that's what I'm going with for this challenge. Now, if you were only here for ContemporaryAThon, or you just don't care about the third part of this video, bye. Slight angle change because my phone fell. Oh my god, Jamie. My phone fell. Now, onto the month-long reading challenge thing. This is Feminist Lit February. Again, the host will be, everything's down below. There are 5 challenges for this. And honestly, a lot of the books I'm going to mention, I already have. So I made an effort to make those TBRs for this too. There are 5 challenges. First is to read a piece of feminist fiction. I literally just went with the ContemporaryAThon choice. I didn't get into ContemporaryAThon, and that's Are We All Lemmings and Snowflakes by Holly Bourne. All of her books tend to contain themes of feminism and also mental health. From what I've seen, this one is very focused on mental illness, and I'm excited. It's a new release from her too, found at the library. It's very pretty. I'm excited. Have I moved over? I feel like I was sitting more over here before. Well, I am now. Then challenge number 2 is to read a piece of feminist non-fiction. I have 2 that I'm considering for this. The first is I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. I should Google how to hear her say that, because I really don't know. It's self-explanatory. It's about Malala. It's going to make me feel like I've done nothing with my life, and I'm excited. But then my second option is Uncomfortable Labels, My Life as a Gay Autistic Trans Woman by Laura Kate Dale. This is another e-arc that I have that I feel like I should squeeze in somewhere. But I'm very excited to read. Challenge number 3 is to read an own voices book about an experience that is not your own. So the first one I can do for this is Blanca y Roja by Anna Marie McLemore. Anna Marie McLemore is a Latina woman, and both the protagonists of this book are also Latina, as are, I think, all of her book characters. The second one I have to do for this is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, Asian American teen, written by an Asian American author. I'm hyped. I also need to read this before the movie comes out, just remembered, because that got announced, and I'm very hyped for it. Then there's Mirage by Samaya Dowd. This is one of those ones, similar to Girls, Paper and Fire, where like it is Middle Eastern inspired space fantasy, and the author is Middle Eastern, so it still counts. Then The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang features a protagonist on the autism spectrum. The author herself is on the autism spectrum. From Twinkle with Love by Sanjay Menon, which, as I mentioned, is about a couple of Indian American teens falling in love, written by an Indian American author. I feel like I missed one, but I don't think I did. No. And The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, which, as I mentioned, black female author, black female main character. And then again, Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan, Asian-inspired fantasy, written by an Asian author. And Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn, a black protagonist written by a black author. That was a lot of words at once. Challenge number 4 is to read a book written by a black, female, non-binary, gender-fluid author. 2 of these you've already heard me talk about a bit. Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn and The Proposed by Jasmine Guillory. I've already laid that all out. Another option, though, is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, which is African-inspired fantasy from an African-American author. I've been excited for this for a long time and just never got around to it, because it's longish. It's not even that long, though. So hopefully, maybe, again, February is the month. This is another one I've been putting off. The number 5 is a feminist freebie, specifically any media about feminism. So I'm specifically going no books. Here are a few things that I might watch. In fact, I think they're all watching. One is a documentary on Netflix called Feminist, What Were They Thinking? Fairly self-explanatory how this is feminist. Another thing, One Day at a Time season 3 is coming out in February, and I'm going to watch that the day it drops and not do anything else the whole day. One Day at a Time is feminist because it is like a revamp of a 70s, I think, sitcom, which was actually, for its time, pretty good. Like, it was about a single mother who had divorced her husband and was raising her children with the help of her grandmother, which for its time was pretty revolutionary-ish. But now they've revamped it, so that concept is still there, except the family is Cuban American. The mother, Penelope, is a war vet. She suffers from PTSD and depression and takes medication for it. There's a lot of talk about immigration in America and the fact that the grandmother had to flee Cuba. The teenage daughter is a lesbian feminist, and there's so many great themes in the show. There are non-binary characters, there are so many people of color in it. I'm so excited for season 3. Melissa Fumero and Stephanie Beatriz are in it. I'm just waiting for every single Latinx actor that I love to be in this show, because that seems like what they're doing, and I'm not mad about it. I literally screamed when Melissa Fumero started like talking. So fucking hyped for this. Then I have a ton of films to watch because I am doing the 2K19 queer film challenge, I think it is, on Letterboxd, which is to watch, it's similar to this, it's watch 40 queer films that fit these challenges, and these are some that I have on the list. There's A Fantastic Woman, which I think is definitely nominated for, but I think it won the Oscar for Best Foreign Film. This is I think an Argentinian film that features a transgender protagonist played by a transgender actor. Then there's Pariah, which is another film. It's about a black lesbian. I think the director is also black and or a lesbian. Do not quote me on that. Then there is Teeth, which I still haven't gone around to, even though I really want to watch it. I think I even got it for a friend. It's about a teenage girl whose vagina gets teeth in it. And it's got a lot of commentary about rape culture. I've heard it's very Jennifer's Body in like its themes, which excites me. Jennifer's Body is a masterpiece and we should all appreciate it. Then I also have Mudbound, which is a film that was nominated for a handful of Oscars, I reckon. This is a Netflix film that I actually know nothing about now that I think about it. But I do know that it is feminist. Okay? And then the last one is the documentary RBG, which is about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't know if it focuses on a specific part of her life, but not even excited to watch this. But I can then also go watch On the Basis of Sex, which is the biopic starring Felicity Jones about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So like, I could do a double feature with this, which would be fun. And that's it. I'll be watching so many more feminist things in February though. The Magicians is coming back today as I am filming this, and I would count that too. The Good Place is still on. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is still on. Like, I am just going to be watching so much shit, as well as reading. I hope you liked this video, even if it was a mess, and I didn't really say anything in it other than just list things. Comment down below, tell me what you're excited for, are you participating in any of these readathons, stuff. Comment anything down below as long as it's not mean. Please give this video a like and subscribe, blah blah blah. Hope you're having a nice day. Goodbye.